When I make that walk, it's game time. It's a very honest moment. There's no excuse.
The moment the first round starts, it's dead quiet. No one wants to miss a second of the fight. It's a game of inches. You can get knocked out, you can get choked out, you can get taken down.
You have to have the mindset that I might get killed, but that's not the hardest part. The hardest part is, do you have what it takes to kill as well?
Once thought of as a violent and bloody activity, relegated to the fringes of society, mixed martial arts has erupted into a major spectator sport around the world. And its biggest platform is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or UFC, worth a mere $2 million in 2001. It's now valued at a massive $7 billion. Broadcast to billions in over 160 countries, the UFC stages fights in an octagon, its best exponents becoming global superstars.
Is the youngest champion in UFC.
And 2 South Africans are among them.
Oh, fantastic finish. This fight is over about a minute too late. Boys coming.
On an early weekend morning in Pretoria, we're joining Dricus du Plessis and Saaiman at a fight camp as they prepare for a UFC event in the United States next month. It offers a rare glimpse of the fighting coalface. I was going to take on Dricus and Cameron at the same time, but I've got a bad cold, sorry. Fight camps are brutal, pushing fighters to their physical and mental limits.
If you walk into this door, you must want to be a world champion. Otherwise, I'm not interested. Today, I'm going to do a light drill session.
𝗀𝗶𝗶𝘀 is a top MMA coach, determined to take both Dricus and Cameron to the top of the UFC. This camp is a vital part of getting there.
Pick him up and escape. Okay, up.
Have you got a senior division?
Are you talking senior, your senior? Our senior? No. No. Fight camp's 12 weeks. 2 weeks before the fight, we go double distance. Dricus will be in the cage for double the time, and every minute a fresh guy. And all my guys are high caliber guys, so it's not, I can't tell you that, Dricus, when he's in there, he bullies them all. It's not like that. I mean, you've got 10 guys waiting to just have a minute with him, to break him. Okay, ready?
This sport, I would say it's a little bit of an obsession. This idea of doing this consumed me just to have one fight.
It's an obsession that revealed itself early in Dricus's life. By 14, he was hard at training, and by 18, a world kickboxing champion. Then, as a student, opportunity knocked on Africa's biggest mixed martial arts stage, the Extreme Fighting Championship, or EFC.
I had 6 months left to finish my degree, and I got a title shot, and I told my dad, listen, I have one shot at this. I told him if I lose that fight, I'd go back studying.
It's time to knuckle up and throw down.
A younger and leaner Dricus took to the African octagon for a fight that would define his future.
Minute 3 seconds remaining. He gets the victory. Dricus du Plessis. Goodness.
I won that fight, and I became the youngest champion then in the UFC, and the rest is history.
Dricus Stillknocks du Plessis.
For this champ, the UFC beckoned. His protege Cameron is 6 years Dricus's junior, but already making waves.
My love for MMA started when I was about 10 years old. That was the first time I actually went to go watch an UFC event. I think that was the first time I really got to see these guys I saw as heroes compete in the UFC cage, which was absolutely amazing. When I won SA championships at the age of 17 for kickboxing, I transitioned into MMA and won amateur titles. When that happened, I really thought, okay, we can make this work.
Saaiman's turning on the spot.
Making it work means making it big in the UFC. First though, and like Dricus, Cameron needed to prove himself in Africa's EFC.
Will gold be his? It goes to the judges, ladies and
In 2021 he did precisely that, winning the bantamweight title aged just 21 from the more experienced 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗆 Manangela.
You must remember, there's many organizations around the world, and everybody wants to be at the top, and that's the UFC. Dricus had to be a 2-time champion before they even looked at him.
If the EFC title fight had been career-defining, his first foray into the multi-million-dollar international big time was make or break. He was matched against 7-year UFC veteran Marcus Perez from Brazil.
When I finally got to the UFC, first seconds of that first fight, I could immediately feel this is step up. Now I'm fighting the best in the world right now.
He was signed to another organizer. Oh, clean hook to the side of Perez's head. Drops him to the canvas, lands a couple more shots.
Dricus won by knockout, and going into the Las Vegas event is now the 10th ranked middleweight in the UFC. His success might just have helped Cameron clinch a sought-after spot at the sport's global showcase too.
Cammy got a lucky break because the UFC saw in Dricus, wow, we've got a different breed of fighter and person here. Maybe we should give them an opportunity.
The UFC isn't open to just anyone. You need to be special and you need to be invited. Cameron hoped his EFC bantamweight title victory could clinch a deal.
My manager at that time sent that footage to the matchmakers at the UFC, and in August of last year we got the shots, and yeah, we made it happen. That was awesome.
Coming your way here at UFC 282 as we get to the tail of the tape for Cameron Saaiman, 21.
In his full UFC debut, he fought a specialist in the jiu-jitsu martial art, the American 𝗀𝗵𝗄𝗏. 4 months previously, the UFC's owner had described Cameron as the future. This win by technical knockout indicates that might just be true.
Simon's all over him. That's it.
Will do it. Cameron Saaiman.
I get more nervous when Cameron fights than myself.
Dricus has always been there to emotionally support me through a lot of things. I was living in their living room on a mattress for a few months as well, so...
Escape. You should have escaped before.
In Vegas, Dricus will be fighting American Derek Brunson, a wrestling specialist with a fearsome reputation.
Do you watch Derek's tapes?
Absolutely. Actually, I've trained with him. He's a brilliant fighter. He's not number 5 in the world for nothing. I think we have all the tools necessary to beat this guy.
I believe the Brunson fight, don't put your money on anything else but a finish and a fight bonus.
On the same night, Cameron will be facing another American, seasoned fighter Martinez.
Amazing training partners that basically there's like movement patterns that my opponent does. So when they watch footage, they try and do those movement patterns so I can get used to that. And yeah, that's basically how we prepare.
Question is, were they prepared for me?
Oh, geez, he's trying to get to now. This is where I have the neck, I have that guillotine on.
Whoa. Hey?
And there we go.
That happened very quickly.
That happens very quickly. It's a game of chess and you have to be...
But you're frightening. It took just a few seconds to realize fight camp wasn't for me. For these two elite fighters, though, another 2 weeks of blood and sweat awaits.